That's right. Today we are taking a look at Mortal Kombat, the 1995 movie adaptation of arguably the greatest fighting game of all time. With the original game being released in 1992 and is now in the game's 11th incarnation, what a gaming franchise. But does the 1995 Mortal Kombat movie live up to the game it was created from? Stick around to find out. The 90s saw the release of two amazing fighting combat game franchises. The first being Mortal Kombat and the second being Street Fighter. With the popularity of both, it was inevitable that we would see the release of movies to run alongside these growing franchises. From here we saw the release of Street Fighter, released in 1994 and starring Jean-Claude Van Damme alongside one of the greatest actors I've ever had the pleasure to watch on screen, and who unfortunately passed away shortly after filming Street Fighter and way too early, Raul Julia. You will be missed, sir. You will be missed. But don't worry, we will be doing an upcoming review of Street Fighter in the very near future. So if you don't want to miss out on that, and if you've not already done so, why don't you smash that subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be notified every time I upload a new review. And obviously, not to be outdone, Mortal Kombat had their own movie in the works, which was later released in 1995. The plot of the film follows the warrior monk Liu Kang, portrayed by Robin Shou, the world famous actor Johnny Cage, portrayed by the charismatic Linden Ashby, and the soldier Sonya Blade by Bridgette Wilson, all three guided by the god Raiden, Christopher Lambert, on their journey to combat the evil sorcerer Shang Tsung and his forces in a tournament to save Earth. The film's primary source material was 1992's original game of the same title, but it was also inspired by the incorporates elements of 1993's follow-up game, Mortal Kombat II. Mortal Kombat is a martial arts tournament that takes place once every generation between the representatives of realms of Earth and those of Outworld. Conceived by the Elder Gods amid the ever-looming invasion of Earth by Outworld, if the realm of Outworld wins 10 consecutive victories, the Emperor, Shao Kahn, will be able to invade and conquer the Earth realm. And at the start of the movie, Outworld have already won 9 consecutive times. Shoreland monk Liu Kang and his comrades, action movie star Johnny Cage and military officer Sonya Blade were handpicked by Raiden, the god of thunder and defender of the Earth realm, to overcome their powerful adversaries in order to prevent Outworld from winning their 10th straight Mortal Kombat tournament. Each of the three has his or her own reason for competing. Liu seeks revenge against the tournament host Shang Tsung for killing his brother Chan. Sonya seeks revenge on an Australian crime lord Kano for murdering a fellow officer. God, I love Kano. Massively underutilised here though. And Johnny Cage, having been branded as a fake by the media, claiming his martial arts skills are not his own. Here he seeks to prove otherwise. Both Johnny and Sonya are unaware of the supernatural and of the true nature of the tournament at first, but are gradually convinced the longer the tournament progresses. At Shang Tsung's Island, where the Mortal Kombat takes place, Liu is attracted to Princess Kitana, portrayed by Talisa Soto. What a woman. The Emperor's adopted daughter. Aware that Kitana is a dangerous adversary because she is the rightful heir to Outworld, and that she will attempt to ally herself with the Earth Warriors, Tsung orders the creature reptile to spy on her. After this, Liu Kang defeats his first opponent, and Sonya gets her revenge on Kano by snapping his neck. Very satisfying indeed. Johnny Cage encounters and barely beats the legend himself, Scorpion, one of my favourite characters in the game. After this, Liu engages in a brief duel with Kitana, who secretly offers him cryptic advice for his next battle, with Liu's next opponent being the deadly Sub-Zero. During the fight, his defences are untouched because of his ice powers. That is until Liu recalls Kitana's advice and uses it to kill the legend Sub-Zero. From here we see Prince Goro enter the tournament and crushes every opponent he faces, literally on many an occasion. One of Cage's peers, Art Lean, is defeated by Goro and has his soul taken by Shang Tsung, a stark reminder to all what the cost of failure might well be. Sonya worries that they may not win against Goro, but Raiden reassures them, declaring that their own fears and egos are preventing them from winning the tournament. Raiden points out Cage's fears of accepting he's fake, and Sonya's reluctance in accepting help when she needs it, then calls Liu Kang out for fleeing to America, which caused him to disgrace his ancestors, which indirectly resulted in his brother's death the year prior. Despite Sonya's warnings, Cage approaches Shang Tsung to demand a fight with Goro, upon the realisation that as Mortal Kombat, the competition favours the mortal Earthrealm fighters. The sorcerer accepts on the condition that he will be allowed to challenge any opponent of his choosing, and though Raiden tries to intervene, he is too late, and the conditions are already set. He is nonetheless impressed when Cage shows his awareness of the gravity of the tournament. Cage faces Goro and uses both his guile and his element of surprise to defeat the defending and undefeated champion, who falls off a cliff to his untimely demise. From here, the desperate Shang Tsung abducts Sonya and takes her back to Outworld as his chosen opponent. Knowing that his own powers are ineffective there and that Sonya cannot defeat Shang Tsung, Raiden sends both Liu and Cage into Outworld in order to rescue Sonya and to challenge the sorcerer. In Outworld, Liu is attacked by the reptile, but eventually defeats him. Kitana then meets up with the mortals, revealing to them the origins of both herself and her home realm of Outworld. She helps them to infiltrate Tsung's castle while advising Liu Kang about the 3 challenges in the castle, facing his enemy, himself, and finally his worst fear. Inside the castle tower, Shang Tsung attempts to goad Sonya into fighting him, falsely claiming that her refusal to accept will result in the Earthrealm forfeiting the tournament. All seems lost until Kitana, Liu and Cage, disguised as Tsung's shadow priests, appear on the scene. I'd love to know how, mind you. Kitana berates Tsung for his treachery by the Outworld Emperor, claiming that his arrogance and greed will cost him the tournament if he doesn't honour his deal. As Johnny frees Sonya, Tsung challenges him to final combat, but is counter-challenged by Liu Kang himself. During the lengthy and emotional battle, Liu faces not only Tsung but also souls of the warriors that he has forcibly taken in past tournaments. And in a last-ditch attempt to take advantage, Tsung morphs into Liu's deceased brother Chan, who previously died. Seeing through the charade though, Liu renews his determination and ultimately fires an energy blast, one of the character's special abilities from the game, at the sorcerer, knocking him off a ledge and fatally impaling him on a spike bed. From here, Tsung's death releases all of the captive souls, including his brother Chan's. Before ascending to the afterlife, Chan tells Liu that he will remain with him in spirit until they are both again reunited. A very touching moment indeed for this film. The fighters victorious return to Earthrealm, where a victory celebration is taking place at the Shaolan Temple. But the jubilation halts when a giant figure suddenly appears in the rolling and darkened sky. The Emperor has come for the fighters' souls. Raiden declares,
I don't think so.
Ready for the second film in the series, which will be reviewed next. And that's Mortal Kombat Annihilation, which was released in 1997, and though Mortal Kombat was a cheesy but enjoyable movie, Annihilation is on a whole new level. But you'll have to watch out for the next review to find out why. So Mortal Kombat is a cheesy 90s action movie. It has a very basic plot which doesn't follow the storyline in the game very closely. It has some good characters, especially the 3 main leads who all interact well with each other, have reasonable character arcs and work well as a team. Shang Tsung is an amazing villain and is portrayed as over the top, but this suits the character down to a T, and I absolutely love how he's portrayed here. I wish we'd seen more from 2 of my favourite characters from the game, being Scorpion and Sub-Zero. They didn't have major roles within the movie, and though enjoyable when on screen, it just wasn't enough. Goro, a fantastic and deadly character in the game, here due to the design was hardly true to show his ability and minimum movement, really brought his character down unfortunately. This is something that with technology nowadays would look so much better on the screen. Kano was portrayed well enough by Trevor Goddard, but not utilised nearly enough throughout the movie. And then we have Raiden. Raiden was mysterious and powerful as we'd expect, and portrayed as slightly eccentric, which Christopher Lambert pulls off perfectly. So which is your favourite character in both the game and the movie? Why don't you comment below and let me know. In the games, my favourite character has always been and will always be Scorpion. But here in the movie, it has to be Shang Tsung due to how he is being portrayed. But what do you think? Let me know. Overall, Mortal Kombat is an enjoyable movie. Yes, the acting isn't always perfect, especially from the minor characters. The plot isn't the most in-depth, and the gore factor has been turned down massively compared to the game, and this was to make the movie available to a much wider and younger audience. But on the opposite, what we do see some excellent fight scenes, well, if you exclude the Cage vs Garo fight of course. We have a multitude of brilliant visuals, and the atmosphere at times is excellent. And there's also a strong emotional side to the movie, something you wouldn't have expected going into it. Is the movie perfect? No, not by a long shot. But what it is an enjoyable 90s action movie that you can sit back, relax and just enjoy. And because of this, I can't rate Mortal Kombat anything less than 7 out of 10. And that is enjoyable. Our next review will be Mortal Kombat Annihilation. And believe me, you don't want to miss that abomination of a movie. We will also be reviewing Street Fighter very shortly as well. So until our next review, take care, and I'll see you soon.